Hello, friends. Welcome back to Heavenly Wisdom Garden. Now I am going to tell the story of a lady who feared and trusted the Lord in the hard time. A long time ago, in a town called Bethlehem, there was a woman named Naomi. She lived there with her husband and 2 sons. But there was a big problem. There wasn't enough food in Bethlehem. So they moved to a country called Moab to find food and start fresh. Sometimes life is hard, but God is still with us. Even when we have to make big changes, we can trust Him to guide us. While they lived in Moab, Naomi's husband died. Her 2 sons married Moabite women named Ruth and Orpah. But then, something even sadder happened. Both of Naomi's sons died too. Naomi was heartbroken. She had lost her husband and both sons. She decided to go back to Bethlehem, where she heard food was now growing again. When we feel sad or alone, we can talk to God. He understands our feelings and never leaves us. Naomi told Ruth and Orpah to go back to their families in Moab. Orpah said goodbye and went home. But Ruth did something surprising. She held on to Naomi and said, "Where you go, I will go. Where you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Ruth loved Naomi so much that she chose to stay with her, even though it would be hard. Ruth shows us how to be loyal and loving when we care for others, even when it's tough. We make the world a kinder place. Ruth and Naomi arrived in Bethlehem with very little. Ruth wanted to help, so she went to pick leftover grain in the fields. This was called gleaning, and it was how poor people could get food. Ruth worked hard in a field that belonged to a kind man named Boaz. He saw Ruth and heard how kind she had been to Naomi. Boaz made sure she had extra food and stayed safe. God sees our kindness and hard work, just like Boaz saw Ruth's. We should always do our best, even when no one is watching, because God is always watching with love. Naomi had an idea. Boaz was a relative of her family, and in their culture, he could help take care of them. So Ruth followed Naomi's instructions and asked Boaz to help. Boaz was happy to help. He married Ruth, and they had a baby boy named Obed. Naomi was so happy to hold her grandson. Obed later became the grandfather of King David, and from David's family came Jesus. God can use anyone to do big things. 7 people who feel small or alone. Ruth was a widow from another country, but she became part of God's big story. What can we learn from Ruth? Be loyal. Ruth stayed with Naomi even when it was hard. Stick by your family and friends. Be kind. Ruth worked hard and helped others. We can show kindness every day. Trust God. Even when things go wrong, God is working for our good. Do the right thing. Like Boaz, choose to be fair, generous, and caring. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel for more wisdom stories. God bless you. Bye.